SMT Nation, welcome back to the channel. This is part 3 of the best and worst cities according to PC Mag's most recent report, testing and driving over 10,000 plus miles across the country, the 30 biggest cities across the country. And, it's not something that I will say is the holy grail of network testing and results. It's just another set of data points for us to analyze and evaluate the carriers by looking at someone's collected data. So you can go to Ookla, you can go to OpenSignal, you can use Root Metrics, and then you can also use PC Mags testing. And collectively, they should give you a nice little snapshot of how carriers are performing within these tested cities. So all these data points collected here by Sasha Segan and his crew, and we'll see now how Verizon has done. We did the AT&T video first. We did the T-Mobile one second. I'll link those in the description so you guys can watch those if you missed them. And let's see how Verizon did in this one. All right, so this article, I'll also link this one in the description. We're doing the places where Verizon struggled, places where Verizon shined, so their best and their worst. All right, so let's see here. One of the best for Verizon is Kansas City, a place where they have 85% of the time scoring above 25 megabit downlink, and a place where they get 88% of the time above 5 megabits. Those are both industry leading for this market. No dropped call percentage, the lowest of the failed data connections at 3%. It says here Kansas City is one of T-Mobile's hometowns, but Verizon won there thanks to consistent, reliable performance, especially on the Missouri side of the state line. And of course, if you live in these places, you can comment and let me know if you see it the same way in your experience. It says Verizon's 5G coverage in Kansas City is oddly patchy and a complex of mid-band and high-band. So they're talking about millimeter wave plus their C-band build. All right, Miami, another strong showing for Verizon. Probably a lot of support from millimeter wave here. That is a very dense urban area with a lot of people. It's a big city. Percentage above 25 megabits is 83%. 82% on the percentage above 5 megabits for uplink, 3% failed data connection rate, and then dropped calls at 0. Pretty good showing there from Verizon. Looks like they do have quite a bit of millimeter wave here, testing their Bayfront Park in Miami. It says there they've got millimeter wave doing pretty good, getting 3 gigs per second. So they got tons of capacity there. Verizon download speeds on average at 338. Very good in that area. Another one that's good for Verizon is Phoenix. 78% above 25 megabits on the down, and then 83% of the time getting above 5 megabits on the up. So leading or tied right there. 0% dropped call rate, 2% failed data connection rate, well beyond their competitors. It says here that in Chandler, it was one of the most spectacular results we saw nationwide, to over 2 gigabits per second. Great coverage with new mid-band, the C-band 5G network. Mesa, Phoenix, Scottsdale, Tempe, making Verizon a very strong choice in the area. All right, next we have Portland, Oregon, Verizon country. All right. Let's see here. Anything notable, better than their competitors? No, not really. Failed data connection rate tied with AT&T at 7%. Says here, fastest peak speed of 3.9 gigs. That was on Northwest 23rd Ave in Northwest Portland. So lots of millimeter wave. It seems to do really well, and but it doesn't have the mid-band 5G that T-Mobile does. So it looks like ultra wideband millimeter wave carrying the weight there. Here's a strong showing for Tampa for Verizon. All right, let's see why. It says here it's got a lot of millimeter wave hotspots in key high traffic locations, airport, and courthouse. It says also the best of the 3 carriers, most reliable and fastest in Clearwater, St. Petersburg, and Tampa. And then when it comes to the worst cities, Austin for Verizon. I think I've heard this before. Maybe Ian, I think, has mentioned this on Twitter. They're struggling there in terms of 5G adoption. All 3 carriers now installing mid-band 5G. It looks like maybe it says here it was patchy, unreliable, dropped connections, many slow spots. Probably these ongoing upgrades are going to change the outcome for next year, but in this testing, Verizon struggled there. Also in Vegas, it said Verizon struggled. This is shocking, considering we see a lot of the reporting from Carlos S. Tech and how good it is. And we've seen a lot of that testing where Verizon is pretty reliable and they've got a lot of capacity. It says here, as in San Diego, we saw perplexing poor results with Verizon in Vegas. Verizon has all of its various technologies deployed around Vegas. We just didn't see them in action on our trip, and we drove across much of the metro area. This is a shocker. I don't understand that one. Oklahoma City, poor for Verizon. Let's see if we can figure out why. Lowest overall downlink speed is in OKC, average of merely 30 megabits down, which is essentially speeds of years ago. Consistent across the city and suburbs too, spots of speedy performance. In general, OKC wasn't a good place for Verizon. And then here's another one for weak performance for Verizon. San Diego. I'm kind of shocked. When I was there a number of years ago, Verizon was very good and very reliable. So maybe things have just gotten tougher on them. They have more data demand for their customers. Maybe they've grown more and they just have to upgrade more. Let's see what the weaknesses are. They struggle in San Diego, even though they have both mid-band and high-band 5G networks there. Verizon results were heavily affected by slow scores in La Jolla. That's actually where I was, where I tested. Point Loma and South Park. We didn't even see fast performance in Little Italy, where we've seen fast connections in previous years. All right, that's interesting. San Francisco, Verizon didn't do well either. Problem for all carriers over the years, which is ironic because it's the center of the tech industry. It has terrifying topography, incredibly demanding user base, and outside of the city, a ton of small local governments with tough permitting requirements. I don't know if that's a specific issue for Verizon. This just sounds like an issue for the carriers. So I'm not sure if it's specific to them in this case. What do you guys think of the results? Comment down below if you live in these cities and you've tested them or frequented there. Let me know if you agree with the results, it's reflective of what you've experienced, or if it's not accurate in your experience and you have a lot of testing in those zones. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Comment down below. You are the voice of the people, the SMT Nation. Let your voice be heard. Like, share, and subscribe for more, and turn on that bell notifications icon to never miss an upload. Check out some more videos. There's some end cards here for you to see if you're not done with the SMT. And then also there are links in the description for my Twitter handle, also my Patreon page if you want to support us and get early access to content and exclusive videos and live streams not found anywhere else. And all business inquiries can go to the Gmail address in the description as well. Thanks for watching. See you all in the next video. Peace.